gabbing with Kathleen Taylor. Kathleen, as you know, is the social worker manager. And Kathleen, welcome to the show. This is one of your like regular gigs, isn't it? Like once a month or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and because I know you're involved in a number of programs which bring you to Channel 6.
That's right.
For other reasons than just speaking about the department itself and how things are going. So. Anything that we should know, Kathleen, or?
Well, as we were talking before, you know, we have Ann Talley has our social worker in the Hunters Crossing side has left. And so right now we're sort of in an intermediary period in terms of social work coverage there. So our social workers are covering each of the 3 social workers that are here are branching out to cover a certain neighborhood. So, so what I would say is if you need a social worker, you can always contact me.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that you get to the right person.
Sure. I mean, that's important to know.
It's very important to know.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And so, anything else new in the department like that you're working with residents here? Now, you all don't work with Garden Ridge people, right?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you do?
I mean, we're across the continuum, so we have RIL social workers don't go to, I mean, actually RIL social workers do go to Garden Ridge because if we have people on the rehab unit
that move over
that
for
are
rehab.
back and forth, then actually the IL and the Garden Ridge social workers are working with you. You get 2 when you're in Garden Ridge, 2 social workers when you're on the rehab unit. But then we do have social workers as well on the long-term care floors and in memory care and assisted living. So we're everywhere, which is a good thing, which is a great thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know that I thought Independent had its own, but I can see where they would go over if I went over there for rehab.
Yeah.
I would. The person who works in the hospitals to arrange people transportation back home and where they're going to go, etc. I can't remember her name.
Brenda Jenkins.
Brenda Jenkins.
Yes.
Now, is she a social worker?
She's a nurse.
Oh, she's a nurse.
She's a nurse.
So does she come under the medical center?
She comes under actually the continuing care.
Over there. Okay.
Because a lot of what she's doing, a lot of people are transitioning from the hospital for rehab. But we coordinate and talk to her all the time as well. When people are coming back to independent living, she might set up the home health if that's something that a person needs, make the referral for home health or whatever. But we have communications with her, so we know when a person, if they're not going to Garden Ridge, if they're coming to independent living, then our social workers know when they're coming home, then they'll touch base with that resident and make a time to kind of come over, check in, see how things are going, that sort of thing. So we have a really nice team.
You do.
Yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Now, I know that like Sue Frankie would have a certain number of buildings that she covers. Are you assigned any particular buildings?
I'm everywhere too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean my role is, you know, some of the bigger picture things about social work, but also to provide supervision to my whole team. So, you know, if there's complicated cases or they just want to do a check-in, I'm meeting with them every week. Just to make sure that everybody, you know, feels like they've got the resources and the capabilities to do their job. And I keep saying this today, but we really are a tight-knit team, so we're communicating together all the time as well.
Okay. And I know that when a resident has an issue of some sort, whether it's health or whatever, that you really want them to contact you.
Oh yeah, we really do.
And many residents somehow feel like they're taking your time away from something more important.
That is so true, and we keep saying that too. And like that's that's life show that Marcia and I do too. Is it's you don't need a huge problem. Actually, it'd be great if you came before there was a huge problem, and we could sort of like start talking about it before it gets big.
Right.
But absolutely, just stop and say hello. We love to get to know our residents ahead of a crisis, so that you have that relationship and you have that comfort level with your social worker, so that if something does happen, we can just start working with you right away.
I know that some of the social workers have particular areas of interest that they do little meetings about or whatever. But is there a set of meetings or seminars or whatever that you all get together and say, we need to run seminars on these things, or
seminars
for the residents, the independent residents?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're always looking to try to figure out. We have usually done a social work series every year. That's just we are hoping is going to be good education or awareness for our residents. This year, we're going to be doing something on brain health. I think that the whole memory support continuum is something with the memory fitness classes, the brain train. We do a lot with brain health, just because I think that's something that's really important for our residents. And then, we're always looking for different things. We did, sort of in cooperation with our Channel 6, our other program, Vantage Point, we did all those legacy seminars.
Yes, how have they gone? I mean,
the first seminar was great, and now we're doing the workshops.
Tell our audience what that legacy effort was.
It was so.
What was it called?
It was now I forgot.
Okay, I'm sorry, I put you on the spot.
but the point was to have different presentations regarding legacy, in terms of how people want to communicate to their next of kin, their families, their friends, how they want to be remembered. What mark do they want to have left on their loved ones? And so the legacy seminars that we did ethical wills, we did oral traditions, we did memoirs, and then I did advanced directives, because that's another way of letting people know what your values and what's important to you. So out of that seminar that we did, which actually I think we had over 100 people show up, which is a really good good group. That we've done workshops. People signed up for workshops during that seminar, and those are getting implemented right now. So there's a big interest. I think we're going to do that more, because I think people get to a certain time in their life where they're kind of looking back and they're going, what was this all about?
Well, we often speak here among ourselves that we often don't know anything about somebody until we read the obituary. And so imagine children or grandchildren or family members would love to know some of that.
That's exactly right.
The business,
Exactly right. That's what you said about the obituaries. It's what brought me to Green Spring, because I was in hospital social work for a lot of years, and I would work with people, at end of life, and then I would read their obituary, and I would go, I didn't know all of this fantastic stuff, because it's just not at the time that you're able to do that. And I said, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to get to know the people that I'm working with. So that's why I'm here.
Now, the salespeople just preceded you on this show. Do the social workers meet with at the events at the sales department, or when new people move in, do you go and visit them and so forth? Yeah, well,
yes to all of those things. We definitely are in the marketing events, and we do the pre-residency meetings with the potential residents, and then we do, after the people have moved in, we usually follow up with them in about a month. So they've had a chance to settle in a little bit, but maybe have more questions at that point. So we do that. That's our first first meeting usually.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't you know, it's been too long ago that I moved in, and many things have changed anyway. I don't recall, other than a social worker giving me a test of carrying a 5-pound bag of something across the lobby out here.
I think kitty litter.
Kitty litter, is
I think that's what they told me. That was before
Whatever
my time,
it was,
too.
yeah. I mean, and they watched me walk across carrying this thing,
Yeah,
whether or not I could manage it. And,
Yeah.
you know, counting backwards by sevens or some.
Oh, we still make you do that.
Oh, you still make them do, oh my God.
I know, that's horrible. But
Yeah, I remember I had to draw a clock
do that
that
too.
said a particular time.
Yeah,
you
do
know.
that too. Yeah.
All those kind of things. So they must have told them something about me. They let me move in anyway.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, definitely social workers are pretty well integrated into the community. So we definitely want our residents to take advantage of us. That's what we're here for, definitely.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, yeah, we need to take advantage of all of our staff.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I meant to mention to Franklin when he was talking about 18 new people, you know, new turnovers of apartments. And you know, it isn't just the sales office that gets affected. It's all of the whole community. You know, it's the general services. I'm sure they have umpty-ump things they do.
Absolutely.
For the new residents coming in and so forth.
And it's that person that's on that hallway too, the people that are with the new person moving in.
Well,
you guys get a new neighbor that you get to know about as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Indeed. Sometimes I just knock on the door.
Do you?
And say, hi, I live upstairs from you, and you know.
That's good. That's good. Is that happening?
I don't know. I do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it happens.
Yeah.
Much.
Well, if you do it, it's
But I mean,
good.
in my building, in
Right.
Maple
Of course,
Creek,
you don't
I
like walk all over.
No, I
It's
don't
very
quite do that.
Welcoming people, but yeah, I mean, I do get that sense is that people are pretty welcoming of the new residents when they move in, and that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's several welcoming groups here.
Yeah.
From this or that.
Yeah.
Well, Kathleen,
We're
thank you so
done.
much
Sure.
for coming
My pleasure.
today.
My pleasure.
And remember, if you need anything, her office is in Village Square.
Yeah,
so
right here.